Hello, welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
Hello, I am Bean. Atrix. I don't know. I am not good at intros. I never was. Hi.
And we are joined by our wonderful guest. Ooh, that's a bean.
I'm not the guest. I'm not the guest.
Hello
Whoopsie.
there.
Hello. Mask, who are
My
you?
name is
What are you known for? How'd you
my
get started?
my name is Harunadev. Uh, my specialty is, I guess, self-taught world programming stuffs. I would say yes.
Oh, now what got you started
I,
with world dev stuff and how'd you get into VRChat?
oh, that's a pretty long story because I actually wanted to play. When I first get my VR headset, I just wanted to play Half-Life Alyx and Beat Saber. Uh, and then I remember one game I played in 2018 with my PC. I was in there. I was able to use like anime avatar to talk with other players, and that was very fun at that time. So, oh yeah, that game has supported VR. Let's try that out. And yeah, I tried that out. That was funny. And now I'm in pouring my lifetime on this game and also focusing creating stuff.
Oh wow. To be honest with you, I also got into VR because of Half-Life Alex. That's the same reason why I got into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I feel like I'm the only one that got into VR because you got the knuckles. This is so sad.
I
Uganda no goes.
I personally joined VR because I finished Half-Life Alex and I didn't want to waste my $1,200 I spent on an index, so I saw this funny little free VR game and I joined it.
A funny little VR game. Yeah, it's free. It's funny. It's a little. I don't think it's free though.
It's very freemium.
Yes, literally, quite literally.
Hmm.
Yes.
So, what
Also,
got?
it's,
Sorry, continue.
no. I was just about to say, I think it's feasible.
Oh, so what got you into world dev? How did you find yourself starting working on worlds like the one we're in now?
Well, uh, before starting VR, I was actually a self-taught Android application developer.
Oh,
And the one of my project was a little like game engine thingy where you can make your own game on your phone rather than using PC or stuff. And yeah, whenever I play VR, I came across to learn how to make my own avatars, how to install Unity and stuff. And yeah, quite literally, I thought I'd like to have my own space. So yeah, if you look into my world list and go straight down, you'll see one of my very old creation. Uh, that's the thing I wanted to create, my own personal space.
oh,
And yeah, that was the starting point.
wow. So, what was the first world that you wanted to build, and how was your work in VR similar or different from what you were doing with the application before?
Well, I would say fundamentally it's almost similar. Like it was pretty similar. When I make my own Android app, I just write code, design layout, and yeah, just export it into package and upload it into Google Play, and that's all. Like it's same here. You make cool looking avatar, cool looking world. You make stuffs, you code stuffs, and yeah, you just press upload button. and quite literally goes to the VRChat server, and everyone can enjoy that.
Oh. So what was some of your first worlds you made after you started wanting to learn like, and what was some of the easier things you worked on it, and what were some of the hard ones?
The easier one was just gathering the assets from the internet and placing them simply. Like, for example, I just wanted a place where I can rest, like I can sit on the chair, I can see the horizon. Yeah, so I just bought some free models from Sketchfab, like chairs and stuffs. I just put in. I created a small island using terrain stuffs, and yeah, place water, place like wind waves, trees, and yeah, that was my first map. A small island with some chairs so that I can sit on and enjoy the horizon.
Oh. And what were some of the worlds you made after that, like the following that first world where you wanted your own space?
After creating that world, I wanted to bring up my coding experience I had with my Android development. So I think the right next project was Gallery World, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was pretty challenging because I had to put like hundred pictures in 1980 by 1080p size PNGs, and I have to place them. Well, placing them wasn't really difficult though. The only problem was to shrink the sizes. I was able to get it into like 50 megabytes though,
That's
and that
impressive.
was my huge achievement. Yes.
Oh. Oh, so what did you want to make that gallery for, may I ask? Was it just you just felt like it, or is there a particular purpose?
Well, that gallery world is for a Korean group that I was in,
Hmm.
and they wanted to commission me to make the gallery world to celebrate their anniversary.
Oh.
Simply.
Oh. Well, that was really that's really kind of you to do that for them.
Well, except for gallery part, I also had to create like custom menus, like settings menus and stuffs. And I would say that's where I got into UI design and stuffs.
Oh, so that world helped you with UI design, or got you interested in it?
I was actually I was actually doing the Android app development at the time, so I just quite literally grabbed the design elements from my my app and just brought them into the world, and most of the people liked it, I think. At the time. It was like many years ago. I don't really remember.
You know, that's very fair. So, another question I have is from your first days in VR chat, what was the time between when you first started and making your first world? What led you to all that, or do you want to do it right from the get-go?
Hmm. And that's the strange part because I haven't felt any like strong encouragement like "Ah, I need to make this. I gotta make this. I didn't have such things.
Hmm.
I remember I only had like small things like I wish there was this thing in VRChat. Hmm. Maybe I'll try and make one. And I try to make, and if it works, it works. Most
Okay.
likely.
Oh, fair.
Mm-hmm. Actually, uh, earlier you mentioned something about UI design. So for those of you who don't know who are watching at home, as of right now, a little bit earlier today for me it's like during the daytime, and for the people living in the USA it was probably like the day before. Our good friend Crane VT actually held a beta test here in this world, which what we're with the developer for. If you guys haven't read the title yet, it's for Operation Blackpoint, which is this really cool shooter thing. So earlier you mentioned about UI. Earlier we had a bunch of people coming in for the beta test, and one of our good friends, Steve the Mitochondria. For those of you who have no idea who that is, go over and watch the Metaverse Degen interview with Steve the Mitochondria after this episode. He came in and he's like a really well-known world developer that works on like cyberpunk stuff. And he came in and he saw the UI and he was like, "Whoa, UI is really, really, really cool." So I just want to let you know that your UI design has left an impact on quite a few people that came in for the beta test today. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your talent and your skills in coding, Haruna. Mm. Yeah, I'm excited to see what else you do for the Operation Blackpoint. Actually, I have a question. Why did you call it Operation Blackpoint? What was the inspiration behind the name? Like,
Well, that's the biggest flaw, I would say. Like 2 months before, I think 2 to 3 months before, this world is just literally called PvP testing world, PvP shooting world. And yeah, the size is growing. I thought I need a name, and I couldn't find a good name. Like most of the good names are already taken by at least some game developers or world names as well. So to be honest, I took the random generator.
that's okay.
I combined two words. Black Point looks tactical, sounds tactical, I think, and I accepted it.
It's a
Mm. Thank you for answering the question. Yeah, I know you want to say something. I'm sorry.
oh
Like,
no, you go.
but I just want to say I'm really bad at like shooty games. I'm really bad at the pew pew. So I'm like I always die. But it's really fun when you get the hang of how to reload your gun and stuff. Actually, would you like to showcase to us how the little system works? Before, I know you have a lot of questions lined, but I think it would be cool to show the people in the podcast, who those of you who are watching on YouTube at least, to see a little bit of the system, because yeah, I think it's really cool. Yeah, it's a really cool system. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just let me get. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
and
here.
remember to turn on your smoothing. Ah, wah, wah.
Oh wow, wow. Yes, smoothing behavior. Smooth.
Get one of my customized gun.
Mm.
So quite literally, uh, this is the gun. This is the M4. You've seen many days. You probably have seen this kind of gun in many games. And the difference thing between, I would say, how should I say? Sorry. Mm, the feature that differentiate from the other shooting world, I would say, is a semi-physical reloading style. So you have to grab the magazine insert and pull the charging handle. Oh yeah, oh, I accidentally pressed jump button. Oh yeah, you can also press jump button to eject the magazine as well. And also you can hold the gun with two hands as well. And now if I try shooting it, world volume warning. It shoots.
So cool.
It shoots bullets. Use joystick up to change the fire mode. And you may have seen like cool tactical games like things. You can do that. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And also the tactical reload as well. You already have seen. This is possible. This is
That is so
the
cool.
That is very
yes, this
cool.
is the biggest thing in this world, I would say.
So I remember
Many types of gun here.
I remember from the beta test we did a little while ago how smooth your the gun system you built is, like between the handling, how the guns shoot, reloading. It felt very natural. How long did it take for you to develop that all of that?
Oh, gotta come over here. This project, this project development has started from 2024 December, and from that time there was quite literally nothing except for gun building softs. You can build guns, but you weren't able to grab it, interact it. But I was grinding to make it into perfection until July to August somewhere. And that's the point where the game system is getting into a position and a gun interaction system is almost being done. So yeah, I would say nearly 8 months. It took nearly 8 months to finish out this kind of interaction system.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, the system you may spent 8 months doing, it honestly, when using it, feels really, really nice and smooth. Like it's very natural, at least in my own opinion. So I'd say give you huge kudos for the development of it. I'd say.
You know, I graduated. I graduated from game development, and from university game development. I can't do that. That's crazy. Oh, for those of you who are counting times for context, it is currently January 2026. The first few days of January 2026. So if you wanna scale out how long it took Haruna from that point until right now in this current moment part during the recording of the podcast, you can kind of scale, and the development is not done yet, so there will be more to come as time goes on. So do check out the description of the video where we put all the socials. You will find Haruna socials and the Operation Blackpoint socials all there to keep up to date with the updates of the development of the project. And yeah, so it's a really, really cool thing. Very bao bao.
Ooh.
Oh. Thinking of it, Asterix is my senpai. Well, not exactly senpai. I'm also learning game software from my university, and currently I'm having a rest uh, to prepare for the army thingy in Korea, mandatory army service. But I got rejected, so I have to go to the university again. But yeah, nice to hear that. As that's really really cool.
I don't know how I passed. I have no clue. 4 years in university studying game development, I learned nothing. I cannot recall anything. So much money.
At least you got some knowledge, I think.
I hope so.
So with this game that you're developing, Operation Blackpoint, what are some of your favorite features and what were some of the hardest ones to build or develop within the world?
My favorite one, my favorite feature would be the double magazine holding thing because I haven't seen this stuff's working in world side gimmick. I've seen other avatar gimmick that has a double magazine holding thingy, but I haven't seen any world that does this kind of thing. So this is the most satisfying development I have made, and also the parkour thing. This parkour thing took like pretty pretty much of a time to implement and create it into perfection as well.
Later, can
Hmm.
we see how the parkour system works later?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, of course.
Yay.
Oh,
The hardest thing I would say is make it into like visually perfect. I would say this doesn't look really difficult, but when I start making guns, when I start purchasing gun models from sources and applying them to my system, I come across that those size doesn't really fit. For example, I have like Glock there, 1911. Uh, I noticed that recently that the size isn't really accurate at all. So I had to nearly go through all the systems to try and see if I'm able to scale it up and down and will it ever break. I would say, ironically, that's the hardest part.
wow. So you tried having the size match its real life counterpart. How long did it take you to do that and fix all the problems that came with it?
Um, it's still ongoing. Like
Oh,
it never ends. I wanted it to be. I want to put it in an end, but it doesn't finish. I don't have a gun. I only have a replica gun in my real life there. Uh, and I also don't have like Glock pistols to like replica pistol to try and compensate the size differences. But still, it's really difficult to this thing, put the size together, and it's still ongoing. I always feel like, hmm, that's a bit small. And if I go to Unity and check it by myself, I think it's fine. Hmm, weird. You know the uncanny visuals.
mm.
Yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, I could definitely
It's
understand.
very difficult.
I bet, especially since what you see in VR and what you see on a flat screen are two different things. Like I remember I was talking with some people before, and they were saying one of the benefits of VR is you get to see all the details entirely, end up close, versus flat screen you can kind of miss a lot of things. But in your VR, you see the seams, you can see where the UV wrapping and stuff is. So I could definitely see why that would be a bit uncanny or difficult.
Oh yeah. Like many people have requested it, and that like for an example, like inner parts of the magazine insert magwell isn't implemented, so I had to go to Blender and do it by myself. Those kind of
Wow.
details. Yeah, that's one of the hardest part.
Would you personally modeled the magwells? How many of those did you do? Would it all of the guns need them, or just some of them?
Well, fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, some of the models came with proper inside implementation. Some of them just didn't, so I had to ditch the model and buy the new one. That's one of the
Ah,
problem.
oh. So, may I ask, how many guns total do you have in the world, and what made you choose certain models over the others? May I ask?
Let me count because I forgot. Six, six, eight, three, three. That's also six, three, 4, 12, uh, 20, 26, 29, 30. There's 30 guns in total here.
Wow. So,
Uh,
oh, sorry. Continue.
the reason why I chose these guns is simply some of them are famous, some of them are well known, and some of them are my favorites. Some of them are others' favorites. Some of them are technically possible to how should I say implement, and some of them are chosen and cherry picked due to the theme uh, prioritization. And just for an example, if I look into an LMG, the light machine gun category, there's only one LMG called Evolis, and that's the reason why I chose Evolis is because I also like M249, all the other M240, and all the other LMGs, but I haven't seen any modern LMGs that uses 5.56 and has many rail attachments to make user customizable. And Evolis was the only gun that meets the criteria.
Oh wow. Oh. Wow. So
I don't know anything about guns.
you don't?
No.
Oh.
Fine. You'll be fine.
Oh. So with the rest of the systems in the world, like the PvP, the game systems, the deathmatch, uh, what was the process of building those, like the maps itself? Because one of them seems very reminiscent of some Call of Duty maps. Mask. What were
Oh
some?
yeah.
Would you mind telling us about that? The maps themselves and the game modes, the development of those.
Well, here comes the hardest part because even if I'm learning game development from university and also self-taught, I am actually a programmer. I would say I'm a programmer. I am not a director or 3D designer or something. I know Blender a little bit. I know how stuff's going on, but I don't know how to create like good looking models, like unwrap UV with high quality uh hard surface designing stuffs. So I just went to Unity as a store and look up on the listings and I see, hmm, that's a nice looking map. I gotta buy it. And I buy it, I implement it, I optimize it as well, and just bring it. I just quite literally copy the part from the asset, optimize it, and bring it here. There was almost no modification, like quite literally. Just because I can't really do level designing by myself. I learned, but that's a different story. That's a different part.
Ah. So may I ask about the optimization then? What things did you need to optimize, and was it a lot, or is it very little?
Oh yeah, optimization. That's a that's the demon. That's the biggest hurdle, like a super tall Everest mountain I had to go over. Optimization. Uh, shall I do the explanation
Go for it.
easily or in a hard way?
Do it whichever
Okay,
way you're
okay.
comfortable, because whatever you share, I and the listeners in turn will learn about. So go as long or as little as you'd like.
Okay, so I you guys may feel like this might become an education video, but please please
We
yeah.
like education.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, to optimize stuffs, it comes with very many stuffs, basic to super difficult, super complex things. Basic things like texture size, compression stuffs, and yeah, quite literally, you just go to Unity, select the big textures, put it into like 1K or 512, 256, and you just press apply, and yeah, you've done an optimization. And the hardest part for this kind of world is right now there's not much of a thing, but if you go to any map, you will see there's a lot of props, a lot of items. furnitures from small things like uh, small props, furnitures, and even ground walls. They are sometimes separated, and many of the times, if you bought an asset from the Unity store or probably any place, they come with modular implementation where you can just grab the prefab, place it, place, place, and you get one huge room completed, just like Minecraft. But the biggest thing is, Unity is pretty dumb, I would say. Unity is dumb.
Tell
If
me
I
about it.
place many objects, they are interpreted as many objects. So CPU, they quite literally gathers the listings and just dumped it into GPU every frame. Hey, render this. Hey, render this. Hey, render this. Uh, CPU and GPU, they work differently. So one of them is superior, and there's no such thing that one of them are superior than the others. So they have to work. They have to work in a really great
Interchangeably?
pair. Oh yes, yes, interchangeably as well. And yeah, as I just said, uh, many objects, they are grouped, sent to GPU, and you get the output displayed on your headset, and that process you have to minimize it. So how to minimize? The easiest way is to just gather same duplicate objects and combine it into single huge thing. Instead of sending many requests to GPU, you just send one gigantic huge dump to GPU. You just ask once, but you send the GPU a big chunk of mesh. Well, GPU is better. GPU is actually better to render those big chunks rather than small chunks. So yeah, as same as this map, as same as I have on these maps, I try to merge try to merge every mesh into single thing, and I push it into uh, GPU so that it can be pushed into GPU once in. So that we're going to decrease the thing called draw calls. Draw calls takes CPU, and Unity is really CPU intensive uh, engine. So yeah,
Wow. So you had to
thanks
combine a
for
bunch of
listening.
stuff. No, I actually enjoyed that. I learned quite a bit. I actually learned more than thought I understood about this. So thank you for sharing. So with you.
As somebody who constantly works in Unity, I was agreeing with everything. I was doing this
Oh
the
yeah.
whole time. It's so painful. You have no idea. If you don't make words, the pain. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Lion.
That's okay. So,
Understandable.
oh, with the Unity stuff, you had to combine a bunch of the meshes and stuff. Were the polygon counts coming out of the Unity asset store? Was that also any problem, or did they usually come fairly well optimized in that front?
Why?
Some of them are fairly optimized. Some of them are very optimized. Some of them are just not optimized. They are there for rendering stuff, like high quality render stuffs. Some of them are AAA game titles kind of quality that doesn't really fit in VRChat as well. And I had to choose between fairly optimized to very optimized. One of the map I have here, you guys may have already played. The container is actually for triple A game stuffs. So it actually had many polygons actually, but yeah, GPU actually handles many polygons pretty well, uh, unexpectedly. So yeah,
Oh,
and mobile assets they are already optimized, so that's no problem.
oh. No, I'm gonna ask another question since you mentioned you are a coder. How much coding and programming goes into making a game like Operation Blackpoint Mask? Is it like is the list pretty long or sizable?
Ooh, okay. It's super large. I would say I've never coded something from my bare hand this much. Uh, in my memory, I think the player script every each player gets one script. That script is 17,000 line
Wow.
of code.
Oh no! The pain. Oh, it's coming back to me. My university
Oh
pain.
yes.
C sharp.
Well,
No, leave me alone.
it's a big huge chungus, but well, that script alone processes all the gun movements as well as player movements and all the healing stuffs, item stuffs, object stuffs, all handled within one script. So that's huge, very
Oh,
huge.
so since you mentioned that is the longest, the biggest chunk of code you've done, how long did it take for you to perfect that? And was it a lot of trial and error to see what works? What was the process of like developing all of that code for everything works? Mask.
So some minor things, like for example, let's say I change the gun model. I just press play button in Unity, and the thing called client simulator quite literally simulates the VRChat client, and then as it simulates the desktop player, so I can at least try to craft a gun and see if the model has problem or not. Well, to try testing something, for example, gimmicks, interactions, stuffs, uh, I have to quite literally build and upload it into the VR chat so that I can put on my VR headset, grab my controller, and then try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it's working time.
Oh. Now, I have another question as well. What was the inspiration for Operation Blackpoint, and what made you want to develop or start this to begin with?
Uh, before starting this project, I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to make huge thing. It doesn't matter how huge or what is the theme or such thing. I just wanted to make huge thing before I go to army. I will go to the mandatory army service. So yeah, I then scavenged the ideas, and I came across this world's idea. I wanted to. I thought of VRChat has many cute anime girls. I like anime. Also, I like tactical gun stuff. So, what if I create a tactical gun world in VRChat? What if I create a Call of Duty style game world in VRChat? And that has started the idea. And yeah, now we have this world.
Wow. Well, I'd say you've done a pretty damn good job simulating Call of Duty in VRChat. Like the whole thing felt amazing. We were playing
Yeah,
it yesterday, so kudos to you.
thanks.
Oh,
I think it would be pretty cool if we could see like the actual function of the items in the stage itself. So if you guys wouldn't mind do a little demonstration of how the game works, it would be pretty cool to see.
oh, I'm down if you're
Okay.
down.
Oh yeah. It's small thing. So I gotta stand up.
So let's do
Cause,
the
Cause there's
anchor.
also a really cool UI menu with like calibration and stuff. So imagine that Lion is a first time new player, never played before. What would he have to do?
Well, right now, the problem of this world is that there's no tutorial, or there's no written tutorial here. So someone has to teach you how to play. But I would say personally, it's quite straightforward. From this
Okay.
gun box, you wanna choose which guns to use.
Ah.
For example, M4 like this. And yeah, you can just straight up grab from the box, or you can start customizing it.
Oh, I got me a
You might
1911.
wanna move the camera just so you can see what you're doing a little better. It's kind of far away. Whoa,
Oh, I got a 1911.
wow,
Oh,
so
yeah.
fancy.
While you're holding the gun, uh, if, using your left hand, approach to your left hip and grab it, and you get a magazine.
Oh,
You quite literally inserted it and use trigger to rack the slide.
ah. Well, that's actually really neat. Oh,
Most of the stuffs are I tried to make it into very straightforward, but still
mm.
it needs polishing, it needs tutorial.
Well,
So
still,
far, I think it's really good, especially since with the sound design. I really like the sound design on the actual guns.
I do
It
agree.
feels like it has weight.
I
Mm-hmm.
do agree. And one of the things of as Asterix pointed out, I did notice is the sound design differs from a lot of other VR chat gun worlds because as she said, it got a lot more weight to it. It sounds better versus other ones. How long did it take you to like select sounds, or do those like yes?
It's it's it was really it was really difficult and pricey adventure to find
Ooh.
the sound. Well, difficult because many of the AAA game titles they have their own separate studios. They create their own sounds most likely. But here, I don't have such thing, so I have to scavenge through Unity S Store, Sound Effects Store, and many other sources to try get nice deals. But here comes the problem. Many of the sound creators, many of the sound packs are really expensive most of the time
Mm.
because while graphical stuffs are, I would say, easier than sound pack it's really expensive. So even if like the least quality ones are also expensive as well.
Oh, how much did you? You don't have to share if you don't want to. How much did you spend on the sounds for the world in total?
Sounds roughly very roughly around uh $1,000 is $1,000, right?
Holy moly! Yeah, 1 grand is
Nearly
$1,000.
$1,000.
Holy
Nearly
moly!
$1,000.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of
So
money.
I
I
want a
had
gun
to.
too.
Hello, friend. I hope you're enjoying the current video. We'd actually like to inform you that we do some other shows and content as well. We have a whole bunch of interviews from the Metaverse Degen podcast, which you can find over in the main YouTube channel or on Spotify. We also do a D&D actual play called Hold My L, which you can find on the same Metaverse Degen network channel as well as Spotify under Hold My L. If you're interested in either of those things, we create other shows and plan on making more in the future. If you want to check out our social media to find out when those new shows or other stuff we're doing feel free to go to metaversedegen.card.co. We have all of those links for you to watch, and we also have a Patreon over there as well, where we have been posting the pre-show content for Hold Mile. So whenever like conversation, talk about things, maybe lore or whatever's going on, we post that over there as well. As well as we every once in a while pull stuff back from the vault from episodes long gone that are no longer on the channel. We'll post them every once in a while over there. Like for example, we have the old one where the first ever episode we pulled the raptor on. But we'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to those who have supported us over at Patreon, such as Exotrix, Rosen, Aliquum, Future Oracle, and Forbidden Zero. Thank you all so much. You're amazing, and enjoy the rest of your video. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful ad and or product that just placed there. It was our own stuff.
Nice.
So as we were talking before we hit record again, there's a whole body cam system inside of here that you have built. Was that something you placed in here, or did you create that yourself from scratch? Because I remember seeing some of footage from Crane when he did his test, which if you were there, it was awesome. If not, you should join Crane's group for whatever future
awesome.
stuff. Indeed. Did you build that? Did you build the body cam system yourself?
I would say mostly, because the body cam asset, there were no such thing in booth. So, and also I wanted to make my own. So I went to booth and tried to find a special shader that can give the camera output a kind of a little fisheye style render. So I fortunately found one shader that does the exact thing I wanted, and that's right now implemented here. But I couldn't use the shader quite literally to my system, so I had to edit some parts of the shader. I had to use some customized render texture to actually properly render, and also that shader didn't came with any overlay kind of thing. So yeah, quite literally, I went to the shader, edited some codes to enable overlay rendering, and yeah, now we got a body cam that looks like a body cam and it acts like a body cam.
Oh, it looks really nice, by the way, from what I saw in some of the footage, especially the ones Crane did and others that you reposted on your Twitter. You should follow his Twitter, by the way. Oh, so it looks really
Yes.
nice. You did a really good job on the body cam, I will say.
I would say kudos to whoever she created the shader at the first time. I love you.
Aww.
Oh, so how with the game system, like how many maps are available, and how long did it take you to perfect like the gameplay in terms of like the how kills work, how like the things are tracked in terms of like kill count and stuff like that? How long did it take you to like try and get that perfected?
And that is the biggest problem in VRChat game world, because VRChat has really high latency compared to other game servers. So I had to admit and try to compensate as far as possible. So the thing I try to do is by instead of calling I'm dead when HP goes 0, the player system actually calls "I am dead" in some timestamp, like in
Ah,
millisecond timestamps, so that whenever the game system reads that other players have been killed, they can read the date and then compare who's got killed first, and then decide who's first, who's second, something like this,
ah. I will say, from what
to
we've
give a little fairness.
that's a really good way of doing it. I remember we were talking with some PvP communities, and latency in terms of combat and VRChat is one of the things they try to combat well enough, to the point of a lot of the PvP communities have gotten really good at aiming ahead of latency. So when you'll run into the bullet versus more it hits you where you are. You have to future project most of the time with the latency. So how you did the system, I think, is pretty good. Was that like the hardest thing to try and combat from when you said, like, to try and work with?
Well, uh, the biggest problem was actually hit registration
Mm.
because, well, due to the latency, let's say I am getting hit and I ran and I hide behind the box, and due to the latency, I'm still getting hit because of the latency. In that player's perspective, I'm still not behind the box. So yeah, that's kind of, I would say, uh can't
Challenging.
do really. N- no, not challenging. I just decided not to do anything.
Fair.
I guess it's what it is. I think.
Mm. I can understand why latency is not something you want to deal with. It is quite a challenging thing to deal with. I remember us with talking with Code, and he was trying to do latency for animations playing. Like, we were doing dodgeball for an example, which is our attempt at like a hole in the wall, but we added more things. But when the thing comes down or the ceiling comes down, he was trying to perfect it with latency so that when it came down for everybody about as close to the same time as possible. And I remember hearing some about that with him, and I can understand why you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh. So with the rest
I
of it,
want to see some of the UI stuff. Oh,
oh,
sorry.
oh no, you keep me going. Yeah, why don't you show us some of the UI stuff?
It's behind you.
Oop, I want
You wanna?
anchor. Oop, anchor local. Then we'll place you behind me. Yep, there. That, and then yes.
Okay. Well, beside, as I mentioned before, I was an Android developer, and I learned UI
Mm,
stuffs while making the app. It was kind of challenging for game focused UI,
mm.
because this is kind of a combination between game UI and my own UI design language. I tried to make some parts tactical, like you can see small squares on the corner. It
Mm.
looks cool. And on the other hand, you see like this kind of icons that you most likely able to see on your daily phone UI.
Oh, it looks really nice in terms of how you choose, and it's very easily understandable if no one has seen any of the game before. You can easily pick up, oh, this as the drop down, or this one makes the gamer the time go up or down. So it's very understandable and smooth. How long did it take you to perfect this mask? It looks nice.
For this UI, it actually took pretty much a bit of time. It took a bit of time because uh previously, when this thing is not existed, uh, I was still thinking about UI designs. How should I design the UI? Should I design it like a cute corner style, like round corner, like modern style, or like should I go with like tactical modern style UI? I was still having a problem. So even if I had layout, I couldn't really finish it. So
Hmm.
for this menu, it actually took a bit of time to complete.
Ooh. Well, it looks really nice, and it's very easy to use. Like, even when I first popped into it and Crane pulled me in here, like, I understood what was going on for the moment I looked at it. There was no explanation. There was no need for this does this or that does that. It was like it's very understandable and fluid, user friendly. You did a really good job, I think.
Very glad that I have done Android development in the past. I think, yeah, that paid off. I would say.
How much of your Android development background inspire all of your UI?
Well, I would say probably many stuffs had been get affected. I would say, for example, font text sizes and icon sizes as well. uh when I'm doing the under development, I've learned those like kind of number systems where you have to put in 16 pixels by 16 pixels or 32 48 or some kind of rule set.
Hmm.
And yeah, I applied the same thing here. And I would say that's the uh biggest thing that improved the visibility and readability of the UI, I would say.
Oh, it looks really nice. I can definitely shows your background and how much you know with all that. I'd say you did a really good job with the UI specifically. As Bean mentioned earlier with Steve the Mitochondria coming in, it is very apparent that you have a background that looks really nice and is very user friendly. So good job with building it. It's hard to see good UI building in VRChat. Sorry guys, but UI is funny.
To
Very
recreate
funny.
what Steve the mitochondria did. He spawned in. He was like, "Ooh, world. Ooh, what's that?" And he ran all the way over there. He ran like blah 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 blah, and he was like, "Ooh," and the UI popped up, and he was like, "Wow, this is really good UI design." Steve the mitochondria 2026.
Nice.
Steve 2026 indeed. Oh. Well, so I'll ask you the next question. Do you mentioned earlier parkour is another thing that was hard to develop. Would you mind showing us some of that and explaining some of that to us?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. Uh, these are the example testing parkour courses I just made with simple cubes.
Hmm.
So in many games, like for example in Call of Duty, you stand on this kind of ledge and you just press jump button twice and your character just goes up and do the parkour thing. In
Hmm.
here, if I do a similar thing, it will be nah, not funny. So I decided to make the ledge grabbable, and if you grab the ledge, you can move. You can it actually basically pinpoints where you have grabbed,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can move the whole body like this.
Oh.
And also ignores the player collider, so that even if I do the parkour, if I had the player collider enabled, it will this ledge will going to block me to go over it, and it will going to make the parkour really difficult because I have to do this to go over.
Hmm. Oh,
So I went to a simple my tracker. Okay. So I went to a simple way and just grab, ignore collider, and boom,
oh, wow.
something like this.
It's really nice as well. I was watching Crane when we were doing team deathmatch during the playtest, and it's very nice and useful. Like in game, seen him go up containers and moving around and stuff. It was that something a feature you wanted to put in from the beginning, or is that something you've kind of put in through other reasons or feedback? The parkour.
Oh, that's the original plan to make it able to parkour almost any object because well one of the biggest reason why the parkour was required is because I wish to have many buttons available as possible, including the jump button. So as you already have noticed, even if I press jump button, I can't jump. Instead, if I hold the gun and press jump button, the magazine actually drops. So uh, I kind of sacrificed the jump ability with the gun usability, accessibility, I would say, and to compensate to compensate that the jump is not allowed. Uh, I wanted to at least player go around many obstacles as possible. So that's why I created the parkour system.
Oh, well, it's really nice, and it definitely helps the lack of a jump. Is it? I was Crane is using it quite a lot yesterday, and I used a little bit, and it's fun to use. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always enjoyed climbing systems in VR, things of that nature. So, oh
Ooh,
yeah, climbing systems in VR is always fun.
yes, I agree.
Oh, so what made you decide, like, particularly to just have the magazine drop be the jump button? May I ask? Was there a reason for that?
Well, it was a simple decision because the reason why I put the jump button as a magazine eject button is because of other VR games does the similar thing. For example, there's a game called H3VR, the hot dog game. If you press jump button, the magazine drops. If you play other VR games, for example, Pavlov, I think if you press the jump button, the A button, the magazine drops. So I wanted to do the same thing. Jump button releases magazine. Straightforward.
Okay. Oh, well, it looks really nice as well. Like it makes the whole using the gun as I said, how it feels realistic and fluid. It definitely helps with the usability of it as well. Even though there's no jump, but that's okay because when you're using it, it feels nice to use the weapons. As stated before, like the whole dropping mag, locking things back, it's really fun to use.
Yes, I wanted to give this kind of feeling, because these objects they are not actually an object, but rather just a 3D model attached to the hand. But because these are not like throwable object, I I had to like focus on making it accessible and making it uh uh as realistic as possible. So yeah,
Hmm.
input takes the huge role.
Mm. So when working on the feel of realism with using them, how long did it take to perfect that, like between all the tweaks and how things are held and how they used and to the point where you were comfortable with it? Or where they are currently anyway.
Well, I would say due to the reason I just mentioned before, uh, because this object is not all because this gun is not an actual object, it doesn't really swing, it doesn't sway uh nicely. It feels like it stick to my hand, but yeah, uh just thinking that we hold this gun like this, you don't feel like ye- that's yeah, this is just an object stick to the hand. But after adding more features like grabbing the hand guard, foregrip, magazine stuff as well, charging hand as well, and also this kind of grip, adding more features, I would say that improved the realism, I would say. Well, there's still a huge limitation due to the system, but well, the feeling that player gets, that's the biggest thing. So yeah.
Mm. I would say a lot of the, I guess, things you're noticing that doesn't make it feel real, I didn't notice when using it. When I was using the gun, I'll grab this for example. Uh, I don't really notice the little things as swear or anything because when you're like in a game, you're not really paying attention to how the gun looks. So in terms of like immersion, everything you've added between the reloading, the pulling back the slide as well as the magazine ejection and insertion, it it immerses you quite much or quite well into where you are. So I'd say you did a really good job in terms of like helping pull the player into the immersion of where they are with a gun anyway.
Oh yeah. Maybe one more thing
Mm.
that I intentionally done is that if you visit another gun world that utilizes the VRC pickup systems where you put your hand close to the object and it highlights and you grab the object and you can see the tooltips, blah blah blah. They are made out of VRChat objects, and most of the gun objects, if I remember correctly, they are not stick to the hand if I move around like this. So, for example, if I try to aim and move, the crosshair really shakes a lot, and I wasn't able to play. I wasn't able to focus and enjoy the gameplay. So that's why I made it so that it sticks to the avatar's hand, so that even if you hold the gun with two hands, the reticle, the red dot, stays always the same, giving you.
Mm.
I think that's the biggest part that gives you the immersion.
So with the reticles you mentioned, with the problem, how did you initially find out to compensate that, and how long did it take to perfect the reticle use? Because I would say that is one of the things I noticed that I enjoyed very much so using, especially with the hollow sight where you added both the far and the close. I don't remember the gun term, so I do apologize. I'm not much of a gun person, but the 2-in-1 ACOG where you kind of click the trigger and it flips over. With all of those reticles, how long did it take you to perfect that?
Well, uh, the reticle itself, the shader itself is actually not made by myself.
Hmm.
I did done some modification to the shader to fit into the system, but still the shader isn't made by myself. So I don't know what they have done to perfect the visual,
Hmm.
but even if other worlds that have used the same system, the same shader, uh, still if the gun shakes a lot, the reticle still we're going to still shake. So the biggest decision I took is rather than placing the gun object to the hand every update, uh, every frame, I put the gun object to my hand every late update, right
Hmm.
before the camera renders the stuffs.
Oh. So I just want to give you a compliment here. With one of the things I've always appreciated in games, in VRChat games, is the attention to detail. So from like you trying to perfect the reticles, the making sure each gun has an internal of the magwell. Thank you for paying attention to those little details because a lot of those things definitely helps immersion into what you're doing. So I would say kudos to you for paying attention to all those things. So I just want to give you a compliment there.
Due to those stuffs, my many Japanese players call me hentai.
Call you hentai. Why is that?
Yes, I don't know. Maybe because I focus too much on quality, too much on a detail. It makes it feel like I'm a super gun nerd. I don't know what they say.
Oh, and you were,
Hey,
and
Ryan,
yes,
guess what?
what? She goes. Oh.
Oh yeah, about that zipline thingy. That's actually the same system with the parkour system. It just moves.
Oh, really? Same one, but it moves. How long did it take you to make for the
Yes.
zip line as Atrix demonstrated? Was it just an
Well,
animation and off you go?
to be honest, it was actually really easy. So I
Mm.
just put the collider to the object, and whenever player grabs the object, the animation starts, and then it detects the joystick movement, and you go just up and down. It was easy implementation.
Oh, well, I would say it's a very fun. I've used that a few times myself, and as Atrix shown, it is a lot of fun. So, good job. It is really good, really nice and fun.
I just wish I could put these kind of stuffs more into the actual game map so that player can actually try move around with the zipline and try out a new kind of tactics. I would love to see those stuffs.
Oh. So I have another question for you since I was after the beta test yesterday, I saw a bunch of videos people did with the body cam and their own playing. How did you Ooh, I'm lagging. Sorry, I lagged a bit. How did you feel seeing people's videos of your world and them enjoying it after you open the beta test to people mask? Seeing people enjoy it after like spending so much time. How did you feel people enjoying it between the videos and even the play test that you opened up? What were your thoughts on seeing everything unfold?
I would say, hmm, shall I be honest?
Be honest.
I'll be honest. Both fascinating and scary at the same time.
Mm.
Fascinating because they are enjoying my works and they're enjoying my contents. They're satisfied with my my content. They created many videos to share with others. I really am thankful, and I always try to watch those videos at least once. I always go to Twitter, search Operation Blackpoint or Blackpoint itself, and most likely the search results are all about this world. I always read what's going on and see how others think, how what the other people created. Like I've seen many edited videos, like cool edited videos, and I watch those videos and wow, I'm yeah, I feel good. Scary, on the other hand, is because n- now people have experienced it. They're going to have interest in my project. Recent This project being exploded. This project being really exploded these days. Recently, I I recently feel like it kind of uh how should I say, pressure. It kind of gives me pressure, and yeah, I know feeling pressure is a normal thing in this kind of scenario, but it's something I haven't felt previously. So yeah, fascinating and scary at the same time.
Hmm. I can understand why it'd be fascinating and scary. How are you dealing with the pressure, as you say? Like, after all of this work you put into it, I can only imagine. How are you dealing with it? What do you think about it?
Shall I be honest? Shall I be honest?
I would like you to be
I'll
honest.
be honest. Uh, can I use F word?
Go right fucking
No,
for
probably no.
it.
Okay. If I feel pressure, I just give I just try to feel like this is my fucking thing. Oh yeah. I just going to do what I want to do. And yeah, if anybody asks me to please add this, please add this, please add this, no. This is my fucking world. I fucking rule. Ah, I'm a fucking dictator. That's the way how I try to compensate the feeling.
I can very much understand. Now, another question I have for you as well is a little bit of a funny question. Not really.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh no.
here we have a VRChat player at its natural habitat. I'm sorry.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes. You will encounter every time.
The pretzel.
Sorry, what was the question?
Let's go poke it with a stick. So, after all of this time you spent in VRChat, did you expect this journey you've been on, may I ask? It's something I like asking people as a reflection back on where they started, their thoughts, and how things ended up. Did you expect any of this?
Honestly, no. Like never expected this such thing. Like
Never.
yeah, never. It's literally unexpected, like completely. So yeah, this is really one whole journey.
Hmm. What were you thinking about? What were you expecting to begin with, and how did you? What are your thoughts as you where you are now?
I would say right now as a student learning game development, I would say this is a required journey to take. I would say this is a really great experience to try out before I graduate and start diving into the industry. So yeah,
Oh,
As somebody who's finished game development university, I want to tell you, if you present this to your future employer, this in itself is one heck of a portfolio. Just coming from somebody who's gone through all the stupid stuff in university, this in itself is really good, especially if you're a fresh grad and you're looking in the industry for a job, like somewhere to enter. And if your employer asks you for projects that you've done, this is a very good example, because it not only shows your UI skills, it shows your sound design capabilities, your coding capabilities, obviously, as well as your ability to work in different mediums and understand the difference between like mobile support and VR support, NPC support, and especially if that industry is going into like using Unity as their main software for development, and if it's leaning towards like 3D development, this world in itself, this project is a very good portfolio to show them. And I think, judging by the stuff that I've gone through for industry stuff, I think you would be able to get a pretty solid job with just this.
I agree. You know, now that I think about it, I think someone we talked with before has also used their VR chat world as a means of portfolio. And I'd say it'd be a very unique interview where you pull your future employer into VR chat, tell them put on a headset, and just experience
Yes.
Oh
your submission.
no.
Like
Oh
like
no.
I would say I don't know if anyone in the industry is watching, but I don't know how many people would pull them into a VR headset, pull them in VR chat, like this game here is mine, and then this is my portfolio. I'm sure they would most definitely remember you for it.
Oh, 100%, 100%. First impressions always
Oh,
count. And if you are able to bring your employer in to actually have that feel of your guns and your sound design, it's a pretty solid presentation. Hmm.
I hope it works like that.
I
I
support you.
I hope. Thank you.
To Harunadev, a future employer, if you see this, please hire him.
Please give me money. I will work.
Well, I would say the work you've done in this is amazing. At least from a user and player standpoint, it looks fantastic. Like it plays fantastic. It feels fantastic. I was very much enjoyed and pulled into the moment of the team deathmatch and deathmatch when I was playing. I uh, forgot it was a VR chat game. I felt like I was supposed to be there. So even with the VRChat
Mhm.
limitations, you did a fantastic job, at least from a player standpoint, anyway.
Especially from a standpoint of somebody that does not do well in gun games, because I don't play, again, as I mentioned earlier, I don't play shooty games, but the feel alone of the gun is really nice. And then when you step into the map, I'm not sure if we're gonna have time to showcase that, but when you step into the map, the lighting of the maps are really good, and you really feel like there's high stakes, especially if you're playing with like a big group of people. You actually feel that high stakes kind of like rush that you feel when you're playing, for example, maybe an FPS on your PC, but you get to actually feel like you're in that space. And I understand that if you play like VR shooting games, like the ones that Haru has mentioned, you know, you get the same feeling, but the fact that you can bring your friends in here from like your VRChat friends to experience it together, and just mess around and shoot each other as friends or come together as like a team to take other people down. I think it's really cool, and also from a game developer standpoint, it's top notch, absolutely solid. Mm.
That's the biggest thing I wanted to uh pinpoint, I would say. Asterix, you mentioned you can just invite your friends to this world and have the game going. That's the thing I wanted to make a game world so that they can play with their friends and just have fun. Other than like if you look into other games, they have like proper matchmaking and they have like proper like stuffs. You go in there, start matching, you get random teammates, you fight, you win or lose, and you start another game. But in here, you get to play with your friend and also your friend as an enemy as well. So I would say that's something that differentiates between other games. Well, this kind of feeling may already is available on other VRChat game world, but yeah, I think that's the positive side of the VRChat game world.
Mm.
I'm proud of you.
I can second that 100%. Well, so we're gonna ask the last couple questions before we wrap up, and we'll do some footage, and we'll have the outro footage be some stuff of the map, so you can see that yourself. I'd also suggest you come here yourself. If it's out by the time this releases, see it. If not, pay attention to Operation Blackpoint. Save that in a note somewhere, and search it every once in a while in VRChat. Definitely. But last couple questions before we wrap is the name you chose in VRChat, Harunadev. Where'd it come from, and why do you use it?
Oh, my name.
Yeah, your name. What made you
My
choose it?
my my quite literal name.
Oh,
It actually doesn't mean like to be honest, it doesn't really mean anything. But if I were to pull out my dark history, my previous nickname was CM7 Dev, but I thought at the time it was cool. At the time I was doing Android development. It was cool, but I decided to change the nickname one day, and I think it's 2017. Yeah, somewhere around there. So yeah, I just wanted to give a different feeling. So I combined some words like literally my name Harunadev. Dev is literally developer.
mm.
Haruna is actually not a Japanese name, but actually a combination between two words, Haru and Luna. Haru means day in Korean, and Luna is English lunar. And I combine it and I put Dev. I got Harunadev. Sounds cool. I'm
Oh,
gonna use it. And right now I'm still using it for like several years,
wow.
perhaps 7 to 8 years, I think.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. I always enjoy hearing why people choose their names or represent themselves. It has been a thing I enjoy listening to, so thank you for sharing your tale. And the last one is the avatar you're in. What made you choose it? Why do you use it? And is there anything about it that means anything to you?
Oh, okay. This avatar, has a little funny story. I would say funny and sad story. I think. Well, I was actually using another avatar previously.
Mm,
Uh, for example, you might already heard of Maya, uh, Manuka, those famous booth avatars, Moe as well. Yeah, I at the time when I was using those avatars, I was in I was actually uh making it. I was actually giving it time to make the avatar look good. But these days, mm, well, here goes the first reason. I don't really have time to make avatar. I mean, I have to push all the possible time to complete this world. So that's one reason. And second reason why I chose Shinano and why am I using barebone Shinano is I'm lazy, and secondly, everyone likes myself in this form somehow. Maybe because of my action, my daily life action like this, and also my attitude
mm,
towards other people. Maybe maybe others feel like those attitude fits into this Shinano base. So yeah, I mean, I don't really care about what avatar I use. Other people, my friends, they feel like they are okay with my avatars. Some players, some friends actually like this avatar. So yeah, why I don't really find a reason to make cool avatars. So yeah,
mm,
that's the reason why I'm still using the base model.
mm.
No modification at all.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. I always enjoy hearing, as I mentioned before, why people represent themselves. And it fits you very well. To be honest, I think it suits you incredibly.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, others say I'm fit into this avatar. I don't know personally, but if others say it, I guess that's something.
Mm. Now, if anyone in the audience wishes to reach out and find you, where would they go to find you?
Oh, reach
Yeah.
me. Hmm. Well, the best way is to just go to my Twitter and give me follow. I always follow back possible. So yeah, Twitter is the best place. Discord is also the best place. Yeah, you can just straight up find myself if you search my name. So yeah, Twitter, Discord is the best way. You can always also give me a VRChat friend request, but before giving me that, please tell me you're going to give me the friend request, because for VRChat I'm most likely going to ignore them.
Hmm. Well, we'll definitely have your Twitter in there in the description for you to find. If you, the viewer, change the camera perspective for you. For you, the viewer, we're going to have it in the description of the video, both on YouTube. If you go down a bit in the video description, it'll be right there for you to find, as well as the world link when it's live. If not, we'll just do save private. And then if you're on Spotify, it'll be the same place, but in the episode description. And with that being said, we're going to give you, the audience, a question as well, because we want to hear a thing. What is your favorite VR game? Is it a shooting game? Is it not? We'd like to hear about it. Please tell us. And with that being saying, a very Raptor thing.
My favorite VRChat game is VRChat.
Oh
I think that
yes.
came out wrong.
I agree. My favorite VR game is also VRChat. I second that one. It's one of the only games I have the most time in, and it's kind of scary. I have like 7,000 hours in this game.
Damn. 5,200, I hear.
Oh, wow. What about you?
I don't know if I want to add my Steam hours and my Quest hours. When I didn't have my Steam, I think maybe 10,000 hours, but I don't know. Who's to
Wow.
say?
Wow. Well, with that being said, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the Metaverse, folks. Hold on, I want to do a funny little thing. Hold on. Goodbye. Oh, shit.